People spend hundreds of dollars on a perfume just because the bottle looks fancy and the name on it is famous. But here's something nobody wants to admit. A lot of these expensive perfumes never actually get you a single compliment. You wear them, you feel good about the price tag, but nobody around you actually notices. Meanwhile, some cheaper, less famous ones make total strangers stop you in the middle of a grocery store and ask, "Wait, what are you wearing? You smell incredible." Perfume 1. Maison Francis Kurkdjian, Baccarat Rouge 540. Let's start with the most talked about perfume in the entire fragrance world right now. Baccarat Rouge 540. This one is warm, sweet, a little smoky, built around saffron, jasmine, and amber. It's expensive. Over $300 for a bottle you can barely fit in your hand. But I have to be honest with you, the compliments are completely real. One woman literally stopped me in a store, walked over, and asked what I was wearing because she said she could smell it from 2 aisles away and had to know. And this wasn't a one-time thing. Multiple people online have shared the exact same kind of story, being stopped by strangers just because of this scent. The reason it works so well is because it doesn't smell like a typical flower perfume or a typical fruit perfume. It smells warm and golden, almost like nothing else people have smelled before, which is exactly why noses turn when it walks into a room. It's the kind of scent that doesn't remind people of a specific memory, because for most people, there's nothing else to compare it to. That's rare, and that's exactly why it gets noticed as much as it does. The only honest downside here is the price. At over $300, this isn't something you casually pick up. But if you're building a small collection of special occasion perfumes, this is one that consistently earns its spot. Perfume 2. Lattafa. Khamrah. Now here's the one that genuinely surprised me the most out of all 10. Khamrah by Lattafa. This one costs around $25 to $30. Yes, you read that right, less than a nice dinner out. It smells like cinnamon, dates, and vanilla, all blended together into something warm and rich, almost like a dessert straight out of the oven. And unlike a lot of budget perfumes, this one does not fade quietly after an hour. It stays on your skin, deep and warm, basically the entire day, from morning coffee all the way through dinner. I'll be completely honest with you though. This is not a subtle, quiet scent. It's bold, it's present, and it lets everyone around you know you're wearing something. If you prefer to smell soft and blend into the background, this particular one might genuinely be too much for your taste. But if your goal is to be remembered after you leave the room, this $25 bottle can go head-to-head, and in some cases beat, perfumes that cost 10 times as much. It's honestly become one of the most talked about budget fragrances online recently, specifically because so many people have had the same reaction, shock that something this cheap can perform this well. Perfume 3. Labo, Another 13. Next up is Labo's Another 13. This one has a bit of a legendary reputation in the fragrance world, almost cult-like. And once you try it, it's easy to understand why. It's musky, a little skin-like, and here's the interesting part. It actually smells slightly different on everyone who wears it. That's not a flaw, that's actually the magic of it. It reacts with your own natural body chemistry, so it stops being a perfume you bought and starts becoming your smell, something that's genuinely unique to you. A lot of people who try this end up wearing nothing else for years afterward, because it becomes part of their identity in a way most perfumes never do. It's priced around $110, so it's definitely not the cheapest option on this list. But the compliments people report with this one are a different category entirely. It's less, "Oh, that smells nice," and more, "Wait, what is that? You smell absolutely amazing, I need to know right now." That kind of reaction, the one where someone genuinely needs an answer immediately, is rare, and this perfume creates it more consistently than almost anything else I tested. Perfume 4. Parfums de Marly, Valaya. Next, Valaya by Parfums de Marly. This one sits around $250, so it's on the higher end of today's list. This is a floral perfume, but not the boring, old-fashioned kind that a lot of people picture when they hear the word floral. It's bright, built around white flowers and orange blossom, with a sparkling, almost effervescent quality underneath that keeps the whole thing feeling fresh instead of heavy or dated. Think crisp flowers laid out on clean, expensive linen, not the heavy, powdery rose perfume your grandmother might have worn. If you've worn florals your entire life and at some point everything started to feel interchangeable, like you'd smelled it all before. This is the one that genuinely breaks that pattern. It's elegant, without smelling old, and sophisticated without smelling boring, which honestly is a really hard balance for a floral perfume to strike. A lot of florals lean too sweet or too outdated. This one manages to feel timeless instead. Perfume 5. YSL Black Opium. Black Opium by YSL, around $130. This one is famous, and honestly, it's famous for a good reason. It combines coffee, vanilla, and orange blossom into something that smells addictive, warm, and a little bit mysterious all at once. It genuinely gets compliments across almost every age group I've noticed. Teenagers, coworkers, older relatives, all reacting the same way. It's one of those rare perfumes where you don't even need to explain why people like it. They just do, almost instantly, without needing convincing. Sometimes we assume the popular mainstream option must be overrated just because everyone already knows about it. But every so often, the popular option really is popular because it genuinely earns it. This is one of those times, and I wanted to include it specifically to make that point. Being famous doesn't automatically mean something is overrated. Perfume 6. Parfums de Marly, Delina. Delina, also by Parfums de Marly. Around $250, so we're back in the higher price range for this one. People describe this one as almost impossible to dislike, and after wearing it myself, I completely understand why. It's soft, romantic, a little powdery, with a gentle fruity touch underneath. Exactly the kind of scent people reach for on wedding days, special dinners, or important dates. Multiple sources I looked into all kept repeating some version of the same thing. Nobody has ever had a bad reaction to this perfume. Not most people like it. Nobody dislikes it. It's on the pricier side, no doubt about that. But if you want one single special occasion bottle, something you know will never miss, no matter who's around you, this is genuinely one of the safest bets you can make. It's the kind of perfume you save for the moments that actually matter. Perfume 7. Valentino. Donna born in Roma. Valentino's Donna born in Roma. Around $130. This one is known for two very specific things. First, it projects really well, meaning people can actually smell it from a few feet away, not just when they're standing right next to you. Second, it genuinely lasts a long time without fading into nothing after an hour. A lot of people online specifically mention this as the perfume that finally got them noticed after years of trying more quiet, subtle scents that nobody around them ever seemed to actually smell. If you've ever sprayed a perfume in the morning and by lunchtime wondered if you were even wearing anything at all, this is the kind of scent built specifically to solve that exact problem. It doesn't apologize for being there, and that confidence is exactly what makes people notice it. Perfume 8. Kayali Vanilla 28. Kayali Vanilla 28. Around $95. This is a warm, rich vanilla scent, but I want to be clear, it's not the plain single-note vanilla you're probably imagining right now. The kind that smells like a candle from a discount store. It's layered, with a little spice and a little sweetness woven through it, genuinely comforting rather than sugary or overwhelming. This is the kind of perfume that makes people lean in a little closer while they're talking to you, almost without even realizing why they're doing it. It's a great everyday option if you want something warm and inviting, without it being overly heavy, complicated, or exhausting to wear for a full day. It's comfortable in the best way. Perfume 9. Sol de Janeiro, Cheirosa 62. This one's a bit different from everything else on this list. It's actually a body mist, not a traditional perfume. Sol de Janeiro's Cheirosa 62. Only around $18 to $20, by far the cheapest thing we're talking about today. Don't let the low price or the body mist label fool you into thinking this one doesn't belong here. This is genuinely one of the most talked about, most complimented scents on the entire internet right now, showing up again and again in compliment threads and reviews. It's sweet, warm, a little tropical, almost like it belongs on a beach vacation. And it's honestly become a cultural moment of its own, way beyond just being a nice mist. It won't last quite as long on your skin as a real perfume, since body mists are naturally lighter and fade faster. But for the price, and for just how often people specifically bring it up online because of the compliments it gets them, it absolutely earns its spot on this list. Sometimes the most complimented thing isn't the most expensive or the most serious. It's just genuinely likable. Perfume 10. Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. Last one on the list, a true classic. Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue. Around $90. You've probably seen the ads for this one already, even if you've never worn it. It's been part of pop culture for years at this point. Bright citrus notes up top, a little fruity in the middle, with a soft woody base underneath holding it all together. Honestly, it smells like a Mediterranean vacation captured in a bottle. It's been around for a long time now, and it still consistently shows up in most complimented lists year after year, which genuinely says a lot about how well it's aged, especially in an industry where trends move fast and new releases come out constantly. It's simple, it's familiar, and it doesn't try to be complicated or clever. And honestly, that's exactly why people continue to love it. Not everything needs to reinvent itself to work. Sometimes familiar and well-made is exactly what gets noticed. So that's it. 10 perfumes, tracked against real compliments with zero price bias involved, from an $18 body mist all the way up to a $300+ niche bottle, and everything that actually earned its spot in between. Which one are you adding to your collection first? Let me know in the comments below. And if you've ever gotten a random compliment from a total stranger because of a perfume you were wearing, I genuinely want to hear that story too. Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. If this video actually helped you rethink how you shop for perfume, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you in the next video.